Thank you for today, Logan. I had a good day thanks to you.
All I did was visit you at the hospital. You're my wife.
Still, thank you, but I'm really sorry about all of this. This happened so suddenly.
It's not your fault you got into a car accident. Either way, I'm glad you got off with just a broken leg. I mean, I was surprised when I got the call from the hospital, though.
I didn't think that car would come onto the sidewalk. I panicked.
I don't think the story was that simple. I'm sorry, too.
What are you saying? Did you do anything you need to apologize for?
You got into the accident after your cooking class, right? If I had picked you up from class, you wouldn't have got in the accident.
You said you had work, didn't you? It's not your fault then. Don't worry about it, Logan.
But I've been busy with work recently, and I haven't been prioritizing you as much anymore, right? When I think about that, I just feel really bad.
I told you, that's not your fault. And I'm at fault too. I wasn't paying attention because I was on the sidewalk.
No, that's the driver's fault. You're not at fault for anything, Rachel. That guy is completely to blame here.
The driver as in the one that hit me?
Yeah. It's good that he called the police and an ambulance, but he was giving so many excuses for what happened. He was really pissing me off.
Excuses? He apologized and paid my medical bills, didn't he?
But he was saying things, right? About the car in front of him and all.
Oh, the car in front made a sudden stop, right? It wasn't like the traffic light changed or anything. So he tried to swerve out of the way. I'm unlucky, but look.
This isn't something to laugh about. Rachel, you didn't actually see the car in front, did you?
Yeah, they left once they noticed the accident. I wasn't worried about the other cars in the street. That driver was the only one who saw them, right?
Seems like it. At that point, it just sounded like a lie. He was probably trying to blame the accident on someone else. He hit someone with his car. What is he thinking saying something like that?
Come on, don't say that. He apologized and paid us money properly, didn't he? I don't really care about it anymore. It's fine.
But Rachel, your legs are broken. The doctors are saying you'll be hospitalized for 2 months as well. We can't just forgive him like that.
I'm happy that you're mad for me, Logan. But it's not like he wanted to cause an accident either. He fulfilled his responsibilities after what he did. It's a done deal.
If you say so, but I'm not satisfied. I'm irritated at the guy that caused this to happen, and...
Okay. This conversation is done. Anyways, are you doing okay at home? The chores must be hard to do now that I'm not there, right?
You're too nice, Rachel. I mean, I'm getting by. It's difficult, but I'm working hard on my own.
I see. I'm glad. Oh, if you need any help, just call my mom or something. My parents live close by, so I'm sure they'll help if you need anything.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay then, Rachel, make sure you rest up. I'll come by to see you again.
Okay, thanks. I'll be waiting. Logan, sorry to bother you. I know you're at work, but do you have time right now?
Don't message me if you know it. I'm on break right now, so it's fine. What do you need?
The doctors decided my discharge date, so I was going to tell you... Was I being a bother?
I'm not saying you're a bother, but it's just trouble when you text me during work.
I'm sorry about that. But you haven't been visiting me at the hospital recently. That's why I didn't know when I could tell you. Did I do something wrong?
I'm just busy at work. Anyway, when are you getting discharged? What day?
They said they'll let me out next Sunday. Do you think you can pick me up?
Oh, I can't. I have a meeting with a client that day. Can you ask your mom to pick you up?
On Sunday? Isn't that your day off?
I still have to entertain clients even when I'm off. You know that.
You're right, sorry. But I wanted you to pick me up if possible.
You're getting discharged either way, so it shouldn't matter who comes, right?
Well, yep. Do you remember the conversation we had about the guy that hit me? How he said the car in front of him stopped suddenly?
Oh, that excuse? I remember. What about it?
The guy came to visit me at the hospital a little after that. So I asked him about it because I was curious. He said the car in front of him brake-checked him, and that another car was tailgating him from behind, so he was scared.
Oh? But what about it? Is this conversation connected to the one we're having now?
Well, no, I was just thinking about how it's scary. My mom's not that used to driving either. Wouldn't it be scary if someone was tailgating you? That's why I wanted you to pick me up.
I told you earlier, I can't. If you're so worried, you should just call a taxi. That'll be fine, right?
I guess. Sorry for acting weird about this. I think I'll ask my mom to pick me about this.
Please do that. Is that all you wanted to talk about? I'm tired, so I wanted to take a nap during my break.
Yeah, I'm fine now. Good luck at work. Logan, I'm out of the hospital now. I have something I wanted to ask you. Is that okay?
Already? That was fast. What is it?
There was a stranger at our house when I got home. What's going on?
Oh, that. I'm going to get a divorce from you, so I moved. I have your belongings at my new place, so I'll send them to your parents' house or something.
What about the house? Did you end the lease?
Yep. Listen, the divorce is final, so you better not try to fight it.
Really? Thank you. What about the divorce papers? I'll sign them immediately.
What? Why are you acting so happy?
Thankfully, my head is okay. You're the one that said you wanted the divorce, right? Then who cares about how I act? It's easier for you if I don't complain or go against the divorce, right?
Well, yeah, but I was wondering why you're so happy about it. I thought you wouldn't want to go through with it.
Well, you saved me a lot of trouble. I thought it was going to take a bit more time. That's why I'm very glad.
What? Were you planning on divorcing me too?
I was planning to a little while after I get discharged. This happened earlier than I thought it would. But the results are the same either way, so it's fine.
What are you saying? Are you being a sore loser? You're acting tough because I brought up a divorce, aren't you?
Not exactly.
Then why would you want a divorce? Tell me the reason.
A reason? Like, because you're cheating on me?
What? Why would I cheat?
You haven't visited me in the hospital recently, and you weren't even attentive when I messaged you. I thought you'd probably be cheating. So I did some investigating.
Oh, so you knew. Well, then there's no need to hide it anymore. At the very least, I'll pay you the compensation fees for infidelity.
Thank you so much for that. What are you going to do after you get a divorce from me?
Unlike you, I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to live with my new girlfriend. You can just be sad about it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care about your life anymore. I hope you can be happy.
You don't need to tell me twice. Anyway, I'll sign the divorce papers and send them to your parents' house. Make sure you put your signature on that too. You have no complaints about that, right?
Nope, it's fine. I want to talk about the compensation fees another time. So make sure you keep your schedule open.
What? That's such a hassle.
Come on, it'll be quick. If we don't decide on this, we can't finalize our divorce. We need to talk about splitting assets, too.
Okay, fine. I'll come see you sometime soon. Make sure you submit the papers once we figure everything out.
Got it. Logan, I submitted the divorce papers earlier. I'm going to proceed with charging you the compensation fees as we discussed before.
That's fine. But I wasn't expecting all that.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you're a nice girl, Rachel. I thought you were going to ignore the cheating and say you don't want the divorce. I guess you do what you need to do when it needs to be done.
Obvious cheating.
What do you mean it wasn't just cheating?
I mean, you're about to be sued. Isn't it best to divorce someone who cheated and is about to be sued?
Sued? What are you talking about? Are you the one that's going to sue me? There's no way you can do that.
No, I'm not the one that's going to do that.
Then who?
The person that hit me in the accident.
What? What are you even saying? Why am I going to be sued by him?
The car that caused the accident that day. You were the one driving that car, weren't you?
What? What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying. You didn't even see the car in front of you, right? Think before you talk.
Yeah, I didn't see the car. But the person who was sitting next to you that day told me. The person you were cheating on me with.
What? What are you saying?
She came to my hospital room crying and apologized, you know? She said she was scared of you and couldn't say anything. She told me all about the cheating too.
Come on, stop lying. How would she even know where your hospital room was?
She said she looked through your phone. You knew you caused that accident, didn't you? But you stayed quiet because you claimed you had no part in this. The girl you cheated on me with, Lisa, right? She told you to stay at the scene of the accident, but you decided to run away, right?
Run away? Come on, stop making me sound so horrible. I had nothing to do with that accident. Of course, I didn't know you were there either.
The car that you were driving that day, it was your company car, wasn't it?
What if it was?
I confirmed with Lisa and found car. It records with audio too. I'm sure we'll be able to find out what happened once we check that video.
Find out what?
The conversation where Lisa was trying to make you stop the car, and where you tried to shut her up and do otherwise. Right now, Lisa has the video recording with her and is meeting the man who hit me in the accident. If you go into trial, she said she'll testify against you.
What? What the hell are you guys doing? Why would she be on your side?
She apologized many times for the accident and the cheating. She must feel very guilty about the whole thing. I mean, you're both guilty at this point. But Lisa's a much better person than you'll ever be.
Wait, hold on a minute. It's not like my car actually hit you or the other car. There's no point in doing all this.
The video the other car, shouldn't it? When you think about that, it's better to do something than nothing at all.
You've got to be kidding me. It was my company car. If my work finds out about this, I'll get fired.
It's your fault for cheating during your work hours. Lisa's aware of what'll happen too, but she said that she'll take responsibility for her actions. You really should look up to her.
Don't put me on the same level as a dumb girl like her. There's no way I'm gonna lose my job over something as stupid as this. Do something about it.
Look, there's nothing I can do about this. I'm not the one that's going to sue you or is collecting evidence against you.
Why are you being so selfish? You're the one who started this whole thing, weren't you?
All I did was let Lisa and the other man meet. After that, they're the ones who decided what they wanted to do.
That's just an excuse.
Either way, I'm the victim in this entire thing. The offenders are going to take responsibility, so I, as the victim, am innocent. So as the offender, make sure you take responsibility for your actions, okay? The cheating and the accident are both entirely your fault. After our divorce papers were finalized, Logan and I divorced. Logan was sued immediately after our divorce. Lisa was present during the court case and fought against Logan. The evidence from Lisa, who was in the passenger seat, the video recording, the brake checking that Logan did, was enough evidence to prove him guilty of the accident. As a result, he was forced to pay compensation for damages in addition to compensation for infidelity. Logan's workplace found out about this incident and fired him from his job. Lisa was also fired after her infidelity was discovered. To be honest, I don't think Logan was entirely at fault for both the cheating and the accident. The person that hit me with his car is at fault too, as well as Lisa, who allowed the affair to happen. But Logan, who tried to hide what happened and wouldn't admit to any of his mistakes, is definitely the one who's most at fault. If Lisa hadn't told me the truth, Logan wouldn't have been responsible for anything, even if he was the one who was most guilty. For that, I appreciate Lisa.
Hello, Samantha. How is the best nurse I've ever had working on the floor doing today?
Oh, hi, Dr. Mills. I'm doing okay on my lunch break.
Lunch, huh? What are you having today? Another healthy choice, I'm sure.
Yes, of course, a Caesar salad with grilled chicken and fat-free dressing. All organic, of course, or so they say, right?
Well, you do better than me. I'm lucky if I get a ham sandwich down these days. So, how are you dealing with things in these crazy days and nights?
A little stressed, as usual, but isn't that the business we've chosen?
Well, yes, when you choose to save people's lives for a living, you kind of sign up for everything that goes with it.
Well, you've certainly been at it a long time. You must have found some pretty successful ways to cope.
50 damn years this February. Can you believe it? I sure can't.
You must have seen so many changes through the field over the years, so many technological breakthroughs.
Yes, it really has been amazing. Quite a ride. I just wish I could remember it all. But I'm not done yet. I may be getting up there in age, but I don't see any reason why I should even think about retirement yet. I mean, do you?
Well, not for the most part.
Yeah, quite a journey. Quite a journey indeed. I've met a lot of incredible people over these many years. You know, everybody puts doctors on pedestals. They think we're all such magnificent geniuses. But we're just people too, you know? Human beings, just like you or anyone else. We aren't space aliens sent from another world, or holistic healers or shamans blessed with mystical powers.
Right, I mean, that's what I've come to learn over my career. Doctors are people too. You wouldn't believe how many times I've seen doctors crying in broom closets.
Well, actually, I would believe it. I've been one of those doctors.
I only saw that happen to you once, Doctor, and that was a very sad situation.
Well, yes, whenever a patient is a child and they expire right before you, it is of course a very challenging day. But we move on, right? We are medical professionals after all. Throughout the ages, we have been guardians of life and death.
You've always had such a way with words, Dr. Mills, and it's getting even more interesting.
Well, it's important business, the most important indeed, and demands such serious language to describe it. And you've been such a help to me over the years. It's truly been a partnership, has it not?
I think so, yes. Even after all the turnover throughout the years and all the stress of the pandemic, you and I have been the constants around here.
We're the foundation of this place, the rock. Without us, they'd be nothing, believe me.
Right, well, I can't argue with you there.
It has just been such an honor getting to know you and your family over the years. I just want you to know that, Samantha.
Well, I feel the same way, Doctor. You have been such a tremendous influence on my life. I wouldn't be the nurse I am today without you.
It takes many hands on the deck to make a ship sail, my dear, and you've been much more helpful than many others. And I think you may know who I'm talking about. Someone I've been doing a lot of battle with for these many years.
Would it happen to be a certain hospital administrator named Betty?
Betty Buford, the thorn in my side, my scourge, my burden. I swear the one thing that would drive me into retirement is that woman.
I can't believe you two haven't buried the hatchet after all these years.
I rejected her advances one time 25 years ago, and I've been paying for it ever since. I was engaged, for God's sake.
So what happened? I mean, you've alluded to this in the past, some strange incident. You said you couldn't talk about it, though.
Yes, well, now I'm old, loose-lipped, and don't give a you-know-what. The woman cornered me at the Christmas party, stone drunk.
Oh, really? Wow, that's I couldn't see her doing that. She seems so prudish, but in a really mean, aggressive way, you know?
Oh, it gets worse. Then she grabbed the back of my head, pulled me in, and planted a big wet one right on my lips.
She kissed you?
A big smooch.
So what did you do?
Well, I let her down as easily as I could. I told her she was a very nice person and I respect her, but I was engaged. Of course, that didn't work out, but that's a whole other story. Jennifer Jones. My heart is still.
So she's always held a grudge, huh? Always been that bad?
Oh my goodness, you don't know the half of it. She started howling about how I was always flirting with her and checking her out and this and that. Well, no way, Jack. She was living in a fantasy land. Some call it getting your signals crossed. So now, every Christmas party, there's always some big drama.
Yeah, I thought that was more of a recent thing, but I guess she's always been a pain in the gluteus maximus for you. I didn't realize it was that deep and dramatic.
Hey, where are you? I just peeked down the hall and didn't see you at the nurse's station.
Well, Dr. Mills, I told you that I'm at lunch when we first started talking, don't you remember?
You did? Are you sure?
Yeah, remember you asked me what I was having and I said a Caesar salad and you said that's better than your ham sandwiches.
Well, let me just scroll up here and take a look. Well, take a look at that. You're right. Well, it must have slipped my mind.
Oh, okay, I see.
I'm about to do my rounds, so I have a lot going on in this old brain of mine,
Yeah, well, that's definitely understandable.
So do you have any plans for Easter this year? Anything exciting?
Well, the grandkids are coming over for an Easter egg hunt, so that'll be loud.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's one good thing about your hearing starting to go as you get older, right?
Right, well, so then, yeah, I guess just the usual. A big juicy ham with the family and then a long nap.
Oh, yeah, well, that sounds really nice.
What about you and Martha? Are the kids and grandkids coming in or anything?
Nah, just us these days. They're busy, They only fly in for the majors these days. Christmas, Thanksgiving, stuff like that.
Ah, so they aren't of the Jesus persuasion?
Well, let's just say they take after their father more than their dear old mum.
Well, I can totally relate to that. I guess that's why I gravitated to science.
Although that doesn't mean much. Many of the doctors and nurses I've worked with over the years have been religious. Can you believe it? 50 damn years this February. I sure can't.
Right. We talked about that.
It's been quite a ride. And so many technological breakthroughs. Someone pointed that out to me recently.
That was me, Doctor, just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, well, it's been quite a journey. Well, anyway, I must let you get back to your turkey sandwich, Sam. I have to go and check on an 8-year-old who has bowel cancer.
Dr. Mills, before you go, are you sure you're feeling all right today?
Well, yes, of course I do. I feel fine. Great. Better than usual, actually. Anyway, I've really got to go. See you in a while.
Okay. Bye, Doctor.
Bye, Pam.
Hi, Miss Buford? Yes, this is Betty Buford, hospital administrator. How may I possibly help whoever this is? Well, my name is Samantha Bowen, and I'm one of Dr. Dan Mills's nurses up here in pediatrics. Well, yes, of course. I am very familiar with one Dr. Dan Miles, so you don't need to specify. Yes, everyone is familiar with the very stable genius that is Dr. Dan Miles. I'm not so sure I'm familiar with you, though. Are you new around here? No, Miss Buford. I've been here for years and years. Oh, right. Well, we've gone through so many nurses over the years, or should I say burned through them, that it's a little hard to keep track. So anyway, what does this concern? Does it concern yourself? And God, I hope not. Or does it concern the benevolent, brilliant doctor? Right, well, he actually is kind of brilliant. Oh, God, I hope you aren't one of those types of nurses, Miss Bowen. Mrs., actually. And what kind of nurses would you happen to be talking about? One of those kinds who've been cast under his spell, one of his little Manson family cult members. No, I look up to him and respect him. He's actually been kind of a mentor to me, and a friend, and we know each other's families, but I'm not a member of any cult because he certainly doesn't have one.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you were a member of a cult with so many members of the public so easily swayed these days. By so many charlatans about, so many hucksters, some even happen to be doctors.
Right, and most of them have talk shows on TV.
Yeah, well, most of them do, and some are practicing pediatricians.
Wait, hold up, Miss Buford. Are you saying that Dr. Mills is some kind of fraud?
Well, if that's what you're gleaning from this, then take of it what you will.
And why on earth would you imply that about him? What evidence do you have that he's some kind of huckster?
Well, let's just say he's not exactly a man of his word. Let's put it that way.
So is all of this that you imply something professional or personal?
Well, what does it matter to you? Or at all? Character is character, and it matters no matter what, right? Especially when it comes to a doctor. We can't take any chances when it comes to our doctors here at St. Joe's. We must have an utmost standard of care. And character counts for that. It counts for everything.
So this all wouldn't have anything to do with him turning you down years ago?
What? What are you even talking about?
Well, a little blue birdie told me that he refused your advances many years ago at a Christmas party, and you've been holding it against him ever since.
Oh, did he? Did he? Well, you can tell this person that he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And you know what, Miss Bowen? I do not care for your tone with me. Just because you're close with Dr. Mills, supposedly, doesn't give you carte blanche to speak to a hospital administrator however you please.
Well, you're right. I apologize. I was disrespectful and out of line.
Well, I should say that you were.
I think we, got off track here. The reason I'm contacting you is I think that Dr. Mills has been having a little trouble lately.
Trouble? Trouble with what? The man has been having trouble his whole life. He's a troubled man.
Well, I mean, he seems to be becoming very forgetful.
Forgetful? What do you mean by forgetful? Like he forgets things?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, like what kinds of things?
Well, like things that you've told him just a few minutes ago, or he'll repeat something he's just said.
Okay, well, so what? What's the problem with that? I don't see one, do you?
What's the problem with that? He's a pediatrician at a hospital. You don't think it's a little concerning?
Well, what's concerning about it? I'm forgetful too, and he's a doctor. He has a lot to think about. Plus, he's old.
Exactly. Don't you think it's time he, I don't know, retires?
Well, I wish he had retired the first day I met him, but you probably know how stubborn he is, I'm sure.
Yes, I do know that, but Mrs. Buford, I do think something serious is going on. I don't know if it's dementia or a head injury or a tumor.
Probably with him it's all three. The man's always been a loon.
No, he hasn't. You're wrong. This is very concerning. I'm concerned about him, and I'm concerned about the patients.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
I don't know. Hold a meeting with the other administrators or with the board members? Talk about what to do. Meet with him and other doctors. I don't exactly know how things work in the upper echelons. I'm just a nurse, remember?
Well, of course. How could you? You could never be a hospital administrator. That takes real talent, real organizational inspiration.
Doesn't it also take a way to manage people, though, and a way to empathize with people?
Well, I empathize plenty. I'm in the hospital business, after all.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You're looking at it more like a business, whereas we look at it as saving lives. And I'm telling you that one of your best doctors, one who's given his life to this institution, is in trouble, and you're blowing me off.
Listen, you said it yourself, Pamela.
Samantha.
Whatever. You said it yourself that you don't know anything about how this works, so why don't you just leave it to us, okay?
But I'm telling you, something bad is going to happen, and then we'll all be in a lot more trouble. Possibly most of all, Dr. Mills. Don't we owe that to him?
I don't owe that man a thing, Miss High and Mighty Self-Righteous. I save lives. Oh, look at me. How great am I a nurse?
Wow, okay. How can you sleep at night? Seriously.
All right, I've had just about enough out of you. 1 week suspension, without pay, starting immediately.
What? You can't do that, but why?
Would you like it to be 2 weeks?
But this isn't fair. I'm just looking out for the best interests of you and the hospital.
Okay, that's it. 3 weeks. Would you like to say anything else? No?
No, Miss Buford, I apologize.
All right then, so there will be a document sent your way this afternoon that you'll have to sign, and I'll see you in 3 weeks. Enjoy your vacation.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Hello, Samantha Bowen.
Yeah?
This is Betty Buford, over at the hospital. I'm one of the hospital administrators.
Yes, Miss Buford, I'm familiar with you.
Yes, well, I see in your file here that you're currently on suspension without pay.
Yes, you're the one who suspended me.
Oh, that was me? You're that Samantha Bowen?
I'm pretty sure I'm the only Samantha Bowen that works at the hospital. In fact, I'm certain of it.
Oh, well, hello again, Samantha.
Hello again, Miss Buford.
Well, listen, we need your help with something up here. Do you think you could come?
Okay, I guess I could. When?
Now would be good. We've made some time now.
We? Who's we? What kind of firing squad am I walking into?
No, it's nothing like that. It's just, me and the other administrators.
Oh, okay.
And the board of directors.
All right.
And the hospital's lawyers.
What's going on, Miss Buford?
Well, you see, there's been some complaints about Dr. Mills lately. I mean, in the past 2 weeks.
The past 2 weeks, huh?
Yes, some charts were mixed up and some patients received inconsistent care.
Oh, really?
Yes, and his demeanor towards his staff, especially me, has been, shall we say, douchey?
So you're saying that he's going downhill fast. So you're saying that you finally believe me now?
Yes, well, it certainly does appear that way. It seems you were a stabilizing force for him here at his place of work. It seemed to help right his ship. That ship metaphor of his he's always using. Ha! Ridiculous. I hope he forgets that one soon.
You know, you're a pretty cruel person. Did you know that?
What? Excuse me? I'm going to overlook that for the sake of the seriousness of the situation.
So what do you need me to do? I'll help him in any way I can.
Well, we all need you to come down and talk to us. Just to tell us what you know, what you've experienced, about his behavior and such and so forth.
You mean the behavior that I came to you about and you ignored?
Yes, that behavior. Enough already. You don't have to rub it in.
Well, how about I get an apology then?
An apology? An apology for what? I don't have anything to apologize for. What did I do wrong?
Oh, I don't know. You laughed me off when I came to you about my concerns. You shrugged me off because you hold a grudge like no one I've ever seen. All because some guy rejected you 1,000,000 years ago. Good God, woman, get over it. Have a little self-respect.
Where do you get the nerve to talk to me like that? Would you like your suspension extended another 3 weeks? Or would you like something worse to happen, perhaps?
Oh, I don't think you're going to do anything like that.
Oh, and why is that?
Because you need me to come in and tell all of your bosses what I've seen and heard lately. Are you sure you're ready for that?
Well, of course I'm ready. Why wouldn't I be?
Because I'm an honest person, unlike you, Betty Buford, which means I'll be telling the truth.
The truth?
The truth. And you know what part of the truth is? It's you ignoring what had been happening for months.
Look, just tell them it's only been lately, that I didn't know anything about it, okay? Dr. Mills can just quietly retire and the lawyers will settle everything else. Then I'll let you come back tomorrow, deal?
Nope, no deal.
Okay, well, how about I let you come back and I reimburse you for time lost?
Nope.
Okay, I'll double it. I'll triple it.
Sorry, Betty, you can't buy me. You see, I learned integrity from a very principled and brilliant doctor. Someone I'll never forget. Samantha went in and talked to the board, lawyers, and the rest, and told them everything she'd noticed about Dr. Mills's condition. and all the warning signs Betty Buford had ignored, including her personal reasons why. Betty was fired on the spot. Dr. Mills retired and was soon under the care of some of the best Alzheimer's doctors in the country. Samantha still works at the hospital and visits him regularly at his ranch.